I just bought this GTX 1070 Ti, a graphics card 6 times more powerful than what I currently have in my system. In this video, I will be pushing the NVIDIA GTX 1070 Ti and the GT 710 to their limits. To start, let's test the 710, which is my current graphics card. On the left of your screen, you'll notice that I have Task Manager open to show the GPU usage. After I see what the FPS and GPU utilization is, I will also turn shaders on. And just a note, I'm running Sodium, which is a performance mod. With that being said, let's see how it performs without the shaders. In both of these tests, I will have Minecraft settings as high as they will go. When many of the closest chunks had been loaded already, I was getting a steady 40 to 50 FPS, and my GPU was at 97 to 100%. When I started moving and looking around, my FPS commonly dropped to below 40. Now that we've seen the performance of the 710, I'm going to swap it out and put my new card in. For anyone interested, here are my PC specs. Warning though, some of these parts are ThinkStation specific, so don't buy these parts unless you also have a ThinkStation. I will also have them in the description of this video. Bro, look how tiny the 710 is. It's so cute. Also, ew, that fan. Guys? Do you think my new card is a little bit too big? Look at the path the air has to flow. You know what? Let's just go with the flow and not worry about it. Sorry guys. With the new card installed, I started on my system. Oh, the fans aren't moving. It ends up the fans don't turn on until the GPU gets above 60 Celsius. When my system first booted up, it seemed fine, but then I noticed that my side screen wasn't working. Thankfully though, I downloaded new graphics drivers. My system finally fully recognized my new GPU. Now that I have everything working, let's go ahead and make a new world and see how the 1070 Ti performs. But before we go any further, let's take a look at the differences between the GT 710 and the GTX 1070 Ti. The 1070 Ti was released roughly 3 years and 7 months after the 710, with 300% or 3 times more VRAM than the 710. There is a 2-generation gap between these cards. The 710 was released 12 years ago. To put things into perspective, that's almost 3 years older than half my age. Yeah, you heard me right. This card is a mere 7 or slightly less years younger than me, an almost 20-year-old. The GTX is up to 6,200% faster in some games than the 710, with significantly more VRAM, 8GB versus 2GB, and a higher processing power. The 1070 Ti has over 8 T-flops versus the 710's 0.37 T-flops. The 1070 Ti uses much more power, around 180 watts compared to the 710, which is around 19 watts. That's a power difference of 161 watts, the 1070 Ti being 8 times more power hungry. In demanding modern titles, the GTX 1070 Ti can be over 6,000% to 13,000% faster than the GT 710, which means it's over 6 to 13 times faster. Now knowing all of this information, let's see how well this giant card performs in Minecraft. While the 710 got about 25 FPS on average without shaders in Minecraft, the 1070 Ti got around 140 or more on average, boasting a gap of 115 or more FPS, which means it got 5.6 times more FPS. So what are the final results of the GTX 1070 Ti? It got 140 or more FPS consistently once most of the chunks were loaded. The highest utilization was about 78%. Just to compare, let's look back at how the 710 performed. After many of the closest chunks had been already loaded, I was getting a steady 40 to 50 FPS, and the GPU was at 97 to 100% utilization. When I started moving and looking around, my FPS often dropped below 40. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing as it helps me out a lot and helps you know when my next video is out. Also, feel free to join my Discord linked in the channel description.